Welcome to our community. Susie Thomas with you this morning. Always a pleasure to welcome our friend Wendy Lichtenwalter from Mercy Service League. Good morning.
Good morning, Susie.
This is that time of year where we're talking about Super Bowl, but it's not the Super Bowl you think we're talking about.
That's right.
Tell me about Service League's Super Bowl.
We started, this is our seventh one, of having a soup tasting competition for different restaurants in town. They donate the soup.
So spell Super Bowl.
SOUPERBOWL.
So cute.
My autocorrect fixes it for me all the time, and I have to refix it.
No, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
It's about soup.
Yeah, and because January 26th is our date. It's the dead of winter what do you want? Soup. It's warm. It's fun. It's delicious. And the restaurants are trying to bring their best soup, so you will definitely want to go back to the restaurant and buy some more.
And it's not on Super Bowl Sunday.
No, it is the week before because that's a bye for the playoff games are over. And then actually, I think the Pro Bowl is that day. But
yeah, which ought to be touch football.
Yeah.
They're all taking it easy on that day. And then getting ready for that next Sunday.
Yeah.
It's the perfect Sunday.
Well, that's what I thought when I invented this, because you can also take quarts of soup home at the end of the event and serve them at your party on the real Super Bowl.
Which is a great idea.
Yeah, and the quarts are only $5. If you go to a store anywhere, they're $8-10. So, and these are delicious quarts of soup that come packed in a styrofoam thing, and you can eat them more when you go home.
Absolutely the best. And every kind of variety. Tell me who's been there in the past and who can we look forward to tasting from this time?
Well, Tim's Tavern's always there, and they've won 3 times. So if you've been in Tim's lately, you've seen their trophies because they have the trophies lined up right at the door. I don't know whether they're bringing their shrimp and lobster bisque or their clam chowder this year, but whatever it is, it's going to be delicious.
It's awesome.
The hospital is bringing a lobster soup. I guess I should have looked at all the names of the soups before I came, but we have a cheeseburger soup again from the Danbury Sanctuary Grand, and they garnish theirs with dill pickle chips, and it's really good.
You know, sometimes as we do hospital stays every once in a while or visit people, we get to know the soups there at different places. Altman's got the most amazing tomato bisque.
Oh, yeah.
The most amazing. If they're not on the list, see if you can track them down before this thing.
Because it's a Mercy event, they probably would be less interested.
That might be why they don't. Well, Mercy might want to up their game on their tomato bisque.
Oh, you know what? They bring 2 soups. They're bringing a restaurant soup and a catering soup this year.
And I'm sure it's wonderful.
Oh, yeah. They do like a chicken tortellini soup sometimes, and they've done different lobster soups. Last year, the one that won was a sausage lentil gumbo. That was tasty. And
Say that again?
Sausage lentil gumbo.
Really?
Yeah. And it was a surprise. That was also from the Brewster Park nursing home in Navarre. So
just listening to you describe them, there is just every possible taste.
Right.
You'll find it creamy or brothy or vegetable-y or chock full of good meat.
Yeah,
and
last year we had Grinder's wedding soup.
Oh.
And the very first year we ever had the competition, Bella Sera, the restaurant out in Massillon, they won with their wedding soup. So, but he said, I already won with my soup. Now all he provides is 12 dozen pepperoni rolls, and we buy 15 dozen more. So everyone gets pepperoni rolls with the soup. And if you've never had Bella Sera's pepperoni rolls, you're missing a real treat. They're wonderful.
Just listening to you talk about all the different kinds makes me wonder how many people participate in this. It sounds like an awful lot of restaurants and so forth are involved.
Yeah, we have about 10 restaurants. Actually, we one of the high school culinary classes used to just make our desserts. But now we're kind of branching out. We have the Legends in Massillon is making mini cream puffs this year.
Ooh.
And the folks at Perry High School are doing a caramel dessert, and McKinley High School is also doing a dessert. But Perry has asked to do some soups, so they're doing a seafood chowder.
Really?
And they may do 2 of them. We also always have Dog Days, the Canal Lake Cable restaurant. He always keeps me in suspense until the very last week of what he's going to make. But
Their hot dogs are out of this world.
I know.
So they do soup? I don't think I knew that.
Oh, they do only in the winter. They only
Ooh.
do soup in the winter.
Okay.
But Pete has been there every year except the first year. He's the nicest guy, and he's like, oh, sure, so it's fun. We asked Bill and Mary's in North Canton this year, but I'm not sure that they're going to come because we wanted their chicken noodle soup. It's got those really big fat, like
Yes,
the Amish
Klusky.
noodles. Yeah, they're really good.
Well, you're making me so hungry. I can't wait for this. When we do the grading and the judging, do we judge the students separate from the other people? It's everybody
Nope.
all together.
It's a soup by a restaurant.
And they
a soup-
compete, don't
yeah.
they?
Oh, yeah. They won. The Perry Soup won last year. They had a,
It was
Southwestern,
good. I remember it was good.
Southwestern chicken soup, I think. But
Like a tortellini?
You get to vote for the restaurant soup, the catering soup, and the dessert. So we award trophies at the end of the day, and the trophy is a big soup ladle with a plaque on the front, and the dessert trophy is this cute little fat restaurant guy with his little chef hat on, and he's holding up a pie on one hand. It's adorable. So
Kind of how we all look after
Yeah.
we're done eating all this
I
soup
mean-
and dessert.
Jackson used to participate. They won once. The very first year we did it, Drake participated and they won. And then
That's impressive.
McKinley's won a couple times and Perry's won once. So,
Wow.
Yeah. So, they keep their little trophies right on there. When you walk in the door, you get to see those cute trophies. I
You
mean,
bet.
the kids at McKinley, Eric Escola is their chef, is their teacher. And he just assigns 2 or 3 seniors to do it. So, like, he tells they get to pick what they're going to make, and they make it all. And they, because there's 10 different kinds of soup and 3 different kinds of dessert, these are tasting portions. Do not expect to have a 6 or 8 ounce bowl of soup. They're little 3 ounce cups. And because, if you eat all 10, that's like a quart.
It really fills you up.
It does. And I have to pace myself. I try and be the first one at the first table and eat some soup right away. But you get a little ballot and you can kind of mark your preferences. So what is it that you like? And then you turn in your vote and we have the award ceremony.
Do
It's
you
fun.
have to have tried every single kind
No.
to vote?
Nope.
You can just go for what you
Yeah.
want.
I mean, some people are allergic to something or other.
True.
So, we actually had 2 cheeseburger soups last year, but one of them had the pickle garnish and the other one had
Man, that's good.
a little bit of
Another garnish.
yeah.
Do people, are they able to do all you can eat? Or, I mean,
yeah.
I know you said it's just a small little cup, but
Yeah,
can
but
you
some
have as
fans-
much as you want?
Yeah, I mean, some fans of Tim's Tavern just, they usually run out of their clam chowder because people just go back and eat more. I mean, it's delicious. What's
Yes,
not
it
to
is.
like? I mean, I just go in there sometimes and grab a bowl because I'm not going to cook that night.
it's
I
just
just
so good.
wander past, yeah.
What kind of desserts are you going to have?
The cream puffs, and we have a caramel dessert, and I think Eric's doing a pumpkin one again. He's one with the pumpkin, but they have special like a pecan, maple pecan sauce or something. It's always fun. And once again, those are tasting portions too, so it's a little. Maybe 1.5 to 2 inches wide, and it fits in the tiniest little cup that you might get salad dressing in if you were at a restaurant. So, it's that size of portion.
But what makes it fun is you can try them all.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, I sometimes have to just share my dessert with somebody else because I'm so full of soup.
That's right.
But
Well, and soup does fill you up.
yeah, and the hours are from 4 to 7. We award the trophies at 6:15. So, and then at 6:30 we start selling the extra soup and the pepperoni rolls and the desserts. And this is really cheap. I mean, whatever portion you get is $5. So you might get 4 pepperoni rolls, which usually cost 2 for $3.99 when you're at the restaurant. You get for $5 you get 4 of them. So, I mean, it's part of the fundraiser. Whatever soups are not used, the hospital usually brings some large containers for them when we send the soup to a soup kitchen. So
What a good idea.
oh yeah, yeah.
So it is a value You just can't beat the value of it. And it does end up being a fundraiser when you pull it all together. So tickets are what to participate?
$30 per person, but that includes all the soup you can eat, all the desserts you can eat, the pepperoni rolls, and unlimited soft drinks and beer and wine. It's at the Eagles Club on the corner of Monticello and Perry Drive. So it's easy to find.
Lots of parking.
Yeah, and zero entrance. You don't have to climb any stairs to get in there.
Nice, easy.
Yeah, we have a new event this year. It's called Punt for the Bunt.
I was going to ask about that. What is this?
We have a little football and a little net, and the people from Nothing Bunt Cakes have donated a large bunt cake.
Oh.
So for $5 you get 3 tickets, and you can either just put them in there or you can actually kick the football.
Okay, kick the football to see if you can win, or just go ahead and put your tickets in.
Yeah, it's not really a competition. It's just something fun to do. And we have we're going to put everybody in the corner, and I have some, students who are helping with this. We have students that help with the cleanup. There's placemats that help keep your table clean. It's just such a fun event. And you're supposed to wear your football jersey or your team swag. So, whatever school you like best, just throw on your Glen Oak shirt or your Jackson shirt or your Hiram College shirt would be mine.
So I'll wear my Miami. But it doesn't have to be a professional sport. It can be your college team that you're rooting for as well.
You can throw on your kids' elementary school. I don't care. It's, awesome. It's a casual event. And I'll tell you what, we've got people who've come every single year, which I think is amazing. I ran into this one guy and I was like, it's nice to see you here again. He said, I haven't missed this since the first one.
They're awesome. It is so much fun.
Yeah, it is fun.
And inspired, I think, adding the bunt cake because those are so good.
Well, this year we have 10 silent auction baskets, and Jean Harmon is one of the co-chairmen. The other one is Vicki Grella, and they are so dynamic. They are getting I think there's going to be a little girl's one with a ride-in car again.
You're kidding.
And I think it's going to be a Porsche or a Mercedes or something.
What?
They sell these things. I don't know.
Yeah. And you can bid as a silent auction on all that's beyond a basket. That's a full-fledged
And actually,
thing.
There's a door prize at this event. It's a soup-related thing. I think they're going to do a crock pot this year with soup fixings in it, and everyone gets a door prize ticket as you walk in.
You've got a gift bag giveaway as well?
Yes and no. We're calling it the Wall of Prizes.
Oh.
So instead of, we used to have a wine, but that was less interesting for folks. So what we decided to do is recruit either wine or gift cards or, gift certificates for services.
So a wall of prizes, and you can choose like a nice gift card.
You just pick a number, and that's the one you get.
And you get something from the wall.
And the tickets are $20, but the prize is guaranteed to be, most of them are $25 and up. So
bring your checkbook.
It would be nice.
And be ready to buy the soup, but also be ready to participate in some of these other things because it goes for such a wonderful cause.
Yes.
Let's talk about where the money is going to be going.
Well, Mercy Hospital gives a sleep sack to every new baby with mom when they go home from the hospital. They train the parents how to use the sleep sacks when the baby is in the hospital. And there's the ABCs of safe sleep: alone, on your back, and in a crib. Now, when Susie, I know you and we had thousands of blankets and stuffed animals and stuff in our babies' cribs and bumper pads.
I know. We did it totally wrong.
Well,
who knew?
Absolutely. We did the best we could, and so that's okay. But now the best thing is to put your child in this swaddle sack. Mm-hmm. It's Velcro. It zips so you can re-diaper the child, and every mother goes home with one brand new sleep sack.
And it's so important for safe sleep.
Right. And so we try, I keep trying to get 350 people there. If we get around 300 people, we earn enough $12,000 to buy these that we give then to the hospital.
Wonderful.
That supplies for the whole year.
Wonderful.
Quota Club actually has also, they usually make up whatever difference we don't have for the between $10,000 and $12,000. But
Well, we'll eat a lot of soup and we'll bid on a lot of items.
I hope.
And we'll make sure we try to get those sleep sacks for all of the babies.
Yes.
But thank you, Quota Club, in the meantime. We need to take a short break. Going to find out a little bit more about Mercy Service League and what they're all about after these words. You're listening to Our Community. Well, welcome back to Our Community. Susie Thomas visiting with Wendy Lichtenwalter from Mercy League Service League. And finding out all about the Super Bowl taking place January 26th. It's going to be taking place at the FOE Grill on Monticello, and 4 to 7 on the 26th. So $30 a person.
Yep.
All the soup you can eat, and it's magnificent. It's always amazing. You've got wonderful desserts and some fun silent auction prizes and prizes of other kinds as well. So in the meantime, all of this to make sure that we can buy sleep sacks for the little newborn babies.
Yes.
Born in Mercy Hospital.
Yes.
Oh, what a great gift. And how nice for the parents to be able to just go home with those, because, I don't know, as a new mom, I'd be like, well, where do I get all this stuff? And there you go. There's your sleep sack.
And they're training the moms about safe sleep while they're in the hospital.
Good.
I mean, lots of people go home in 3 days or 2 days, and just the idea that you co-sleeping, which once again we did when we were having our babies.
Yep.
And, you know, even if you only have the baby in bed while you're feeding it or nursing it, I mean, then they got to go back in their own beds. And
yes, do not fall asleep nursing your baby.
Yeah.
But who knew? We did not know.
We did our best because
with the information we had.
That's right. I hate to shame people because, like, those cribs were so cute with all those bumper pads in them.
And beautiful grandma's neat quilt that she made.
Well,
and
that mom made. I mean, I made the quilts for my children. And
yes, we had.
They had pillows. The match.
Big stuffed animals. Yeah, none of that. None of that goes in the crib. Alone on their back in a crib.
Yep.
Not co-sleeping with anybody in their own crib. And that's the ABCs of safe sleep.
Absolutely.
So you are taking care of part of that with these wonderful sleep sacks.
And if you want to see a sleep sack, there will be one on display. We have a baby doll that fits exactly in the sleep sack, so you can see exactly what the parents can get and how it works with the baby.
Mercy Service League is a wonderful organization. Tell me more about it.
I think it started in about 1975 with some women who realized that hospitals can't charge for everything that they do, and their Mercy Hospital and the Sisters of Charity of St. Augustine have such a strong feeling that charity care is important. And so they started this auxiliary, in fact, within the Mercy healthcare system that the sisters own in Cleveland and in South Carolina and here in Canton and other places. This is the only hospital that has an auxiliary like this.
Really?
Yeah.
So the rest are doctors' wives or what? Or doctors' husbands? Or
the people who belong to Service League, yes, but none of the other hospitals have anything like this. They have only their corporate structure and no volunteers. So
no volunteers for hospitals.
Well, I mean, not in the sense of fundraising volunteers.
My
I mean,
goodness.
They probably have people who work in the gift shop or transport you to your room or
take
whatnot.
Books from room to room.
Right. They don't have any fundraising operations like that.
That's very interesting.
So besides Service League sponsoring the Super Bowl, they have in the fall their major fundraiser is called Harvest Ball, and that used to be every couple of years. But now, this is our fourth year of something called Wine, Women, and Shoes, which is coming up in May. And in 3 years of working on this project, they have earned $1 million for women's cancer services.
Really?
And it's not to pay for mammograms or surgeries or stuff like that. It's to pay for your electric bill if your power is going to get shut off, or maybe an Uber ride so you can get to your treatment, or maybe respite care while you're too sick from your chemo to take care of your children, or maybe pay off some of your credit card bill or your hospital bill. I mean, this is what this money is for, so that women working through the nurse navigators that they have in the Women's Cancer Center can feel confident about their treatment, can look on the bright side. I mean, if you're just worried about money every day, no matter what good your treatment does, it's less effective if you're miserable. So they do try and individually guide these folks through the process of their care and look into, things that they might need that can just take that last little bit of burden off the I mean, you already have cancer. Like, that's pretty bad. So let's just make sure that the other things in your life are moving smoothly. And if these nurse navigators find that you need some other service within the community, they guide you to that.
Wow.
And the money now is, they won't need any more for like a while because it's such an important reservoir of funds. Mm-hmm. But after the first year of our donating that money, then they were able to strategize how it should be distributed and like to make it equitable for folks, but also to make it strategic for the patient.
And you're really thinking of the whole person. You're thinking of, and you're absolutely right. How many times have they said, well, it's biblical that a merry heart works like medicine, that our emotional health has so much to do with how we get better physically. And to be able to come alongside person and take those emotional burdens off their plate so they can focus on getting better.
Right. And the nurse navigators are brilliant at this job. And the way they've set up the distribution channels is, it's working now. So that's amazing. And I'm saying this because I am the most recent past president of Service League. But, the organization is always looking for ways to improve the community through the hospital. But if you know some of the nuns who work in that agency, they never would think of themselves first. And when you watch people always thinking of others first, it makes you, one, humble, and two, diligent. The things that we do are so interesting. We just finished the St. Paul's Square Christmas party where the ladies from the Service League bring in hats and socks and mittens and scarves and, donate those through a Christmas tree. Every child who comes can get something either off the child tree, then the older children and the adults, and we buy diabetic socks. And what doesn't get taken off the Christmas tree gets left for the receptionist. St. Paul's Square is a medical facility in the old convent of St. Paul's Church on Superior Avenue, Northeast. And so they have a dental clinic there, and they have medical and psychological services.
Let's take a stop there. Let's pause and just park there for a second because I want to make sure people realize that these services exist, and this is a free service.
Some of it is sliding fee scale, but the reason that it exists is the city of Canton and Mercy's corporate structure determined that this was a medical desert.
Wow.
And
really? With two hospitals?
And that area of town had no doctors, no dentists, no any kind of services like that. And to get there on a bus, it's probably only 1.5 miles, 2 miles to get to Mercy Hospital. It would take an hour and a half. And it's a little too far to walk. And
yes.
Folks, they bring the mobile mammogram unit out there. They're starting a new one at the Southeast Community Center now. That's because fantastic. This is also a medical desert.
Now, tell us again where this is located. There might be people who would like to volunteer their services there as well.
Off of Mahoning Road, northeast at Superior Avenue, across the street from the old St. Paul's Church, which is now Bright Academy or something. I'm not sure. But between 19th Street and Mahoning Road. And it's the dental facility is incredible.
It's fantastic.
It's part of the dental residency program, so folks can get a lot of work done there on hours that aren't 9 to 5. They are open early and open late.
And when you say dental residency, these would be dental students that are volunteering their time and getting some practice in.
They're actually...
Or are they dentists?
Yeah, they're real dentists. They have finished dental school, but instead of going into practice, they take 1 or 2 years to go into dental residency. And instead of doing one root canal while you're in dental school, you do a bunch of them during this time, supervised by another dentist.
Yes.
Who is helping you understand it, teaching you a little bit more about it. And the folks who have gone through it, they can't say enough about how they really feel prepared.
And you have a medical professional working with
Exactly.
people who need the service.
Right.
And either free or a sliding scale, what you're able to pay.
Exactly.
Oh, my goodness. This is wonderful.
Service League just is kind of really peripheral to that. We just show up the one day and do the Christmas party, but we'd come in the summer and help with a day camp for the children and just, volunteer to be. There aren't enough nuns anymore, so, we just show up for the little stuff. But the hospital has meals and, personnel who do this kind of outreach as well.
But you can't downplay what you do. You do amazing work in the
It's
community. It is fun, and you're really making a difference. And that center, that medical and dental center, really could be a model for communities across the country, couldn't it?
Sure. Mm-hmm.
That's just amazing that what's offered.
Yeah.
Personally, what has it meant to you to be involved? I mean, this Super Bowl, this was your idea. This was your brainchild.
Yeah, they used to do selling Christmas decorations.
Yes.
But that was lovely. The things were lovely. Trust me, I bought some. But,
But we all have our fill of those
That's
things.
right. There's only so much of that stuff you can put up, and you don't want to hit the same audience. The thing that I like best about Super Bowl is Joe Mudruts off the street likes soup. Come and join us.
Yes.
It's only $30. What fundraiser do you ever go to that's only $30?
That's right.
And if it's helping us, and plus the restaurants are so excited to be there because they get to publicize their very best soups and get new customers. They can hand out, cards. They can give away other. They don't usually do other giveaways, but sometimes they also provide a gift certificate for their restaurant is going to be in our wall of prizes. So
It's a nice promotion for all of them as well.
It is.
So for someone who...
And it's on Sunday, so it's not getting into your Saturday.
That's
stuff.
right. Yes. This is totally after church. This is 4 to 7, $30 a person. Remind us all the details. Where and when and how do we get tickets?
January 26th at from 4 to 7, as Susie just said. If you know where Woodlawn and Perry Drive are, it's between that off of Monticello, so just a tiny bit south of 12th Street. Tickets, you can go to the hospital website, and I think you click the tab Donate. It might be under events.
This is something on a flyer I'm looking here, cantonmercy.org/super, spelled SOUPER -bowl, BOWL. So cantonmercy.org/super -bowl, but spells super like soup, SOUP. And again, January 26th, 4 to 7 at the FOE Grill on Monticello. Don't miss it. It's a wonderful time, and what a wonderful charity to be giving to, and great cause. Great cause. Wendy Lichtenwalter, thank you for everything you do in our community.